Yeah, we gotta go this, and we gotta give everybody +2/+2. And they have, what, 3 blockers, so we can only attack with flying. I don't see reach anywhere. And 6 should be enough, but they're still not conceding or anything. Yes, they had nothing finally. Wow. Squeak that one in there. Oh, jeez. Hey everyone, my name's Kyle. Thank you for stopping by to check out my video here on Arena Hacks. I like doing all kinds of fun budget builds, not even budget builds, just regular fun decks that I like building and sharing it with all you guys. I also like focusing a lot on growing the digital collection without spending a lot of money. I'm a pretty frugal person, so that's what I like to do on my channel. If you're into any of that, please hit that subscribe button right now in the bottom corner. And if at any point you like this video, hit that thumbs up and show that you like it. It really helps the channel. So for today, anybody who's returning remembers my yesterday's video. I just did the first half of the midweek Magic, where I played the first 5 decks from Armed and Dangerous all the way up to Fireworks, and now I'm doing from Growing Hunger all the way down through to Treasure Hunt. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. 2 games each. It's better to do more games. The more games, the better sample value you have when you're evaluating and comparing different things. But 2 games, like yesterday's video was almost 2 hours. It's 2 games at 5 decks. That's 10 games. It lasts a long time. So I've split it up into two different days, 2 different videos. So today I'm covering the second half of it, from Growing Hunger all the way down to Treasure Hunt. So every time I switch deck, I'll be doing a quick little look at the deck. I got to figure out the deck, how it's supposed to work. I didn't build these, so that's what I do in the beginning, and go to the gameplay after that. So let's get to it. All right, so here we are with Growing Hunger. Start taking a look at. We got some protection with Snakeskin Veil here. 2 copies of that. 1 of this, +1 counter, can be played as a land. Interesting, only 1 copy of that. Ochre Jelly, that's interesting. How does this is a new card. How does this one work? Trample, X +1 green for a 0/0. It enters the battlefield with X counters on it. Okay. Split, Ochre Jelly. If it dies, had 2 or more counters on it. Create a token that's a copy of it at the beginning. At the beginning of the next end step, the token enters the battlefield with half that many counters on it. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, kind of token that's a copy of it. Okay, so if you make it really big, or if you can grow it, get it out as like a 1/1 or a 2/2, and then add counters, that's interesting. It can divide and just keep getting smaller and smaller and not really die. It just creates tokens or copies of itself. That's interesting. Okay, this guy here, what does he do? 2 mana, 2/2, dies, power 3 or greater, created 2. Okay, so again, you need to put counters on him. I think we might be leaning towards a counter deck, because this puts counters on stuff. So does this. I think we're on a +1/+1 counter here. Growing Hunger makes sense. The name I didn't think that from the name, but I'm thinking now. Growing Hunger, yeah. And non-names, okay. Just removal, counters, plus combat trick here. Oh yeah, that's a sweet one. Freaking counters like crazy. Yeah, if you're throwing counters around, Moss Pit Skeleton's a good one. Recursion, annoying. Double target creature's power X times. Dirty, needs a lot of mana for that. I don't see a lot of ramp in here yet. Enter his 2 counters. Each creature you control has menace. Okay, wow, that can be, yeah, lots of evasion there. If it had counters on it, draw a card. So a lot of things, like if it dies with counters on it, or if it dies with higher power or something like that, like Moss Pit, you know, counters are put on a creature. So we do have a fair amount of ways of putting counters on creatures as well. Oh, Ooze, that's a good one. That's yeah, for a counter deck, yeah, that's a good one. How does it work exactly? I haven't read this card too often. Enters the battlefield, you put 1 on target creature you control. If it attacks, you put 1 on each attacking creature. All right, okay. That's pretty, yeah, I knew it was nasty. Grakmaw enters with 3. If it had a counter on it, put a on, oh no, whenever a creature dies. Okay, so we are trying to do that a lot by the looks of this deck, is have our creatures die with counters on them. And he grows in that case, and when he dies you get an XX, basically a copy of Grakmaw, except his power and toughness is equal to the counters on Grakmaw, but he doesn't grow himself like Grakmaw does. Okay, that's interesting. Actually, I already, yeah, I knew about Gragmaw. Again, it's a card I just haven't really read too much of before, but I knew about him. Sorcery, more counters, fight spell, foretell. Okay, not bad. Symmetry, this guy, reach. If they have same power toughness, which it looks like they're all equal power to toughness everywhere. Right, the base power toughness is always the same. Oh, this one's different. So that's the only one that doesn't apply to that. That won't get trample from Master Symmetrist. Master Symmetrist. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, so Binding of the Old Gods, amazing. 2 copies of them, great removal. Nice, a little bit of ramp there too. Recursion out of the graveyard, awesome mythic rare here every time you attack. Yeah. Return a card to the battlefield with an additional counter on it too. Puts the counters on the creature when it brings them back. That's awesome. Put a counter on creature when it, okay, so yeah, we're doing counters. We want our creatures, when they die with counters. We're not trying to kill our own creatures. I don't see sacrifice in here. But yeah, grow our creatures with counters and just get all kinds of neat tricks, because there's a lot of stuff when creatures with counters die and stuff like that. So just get the payoff and grow big creatures. I guess that's the point here. All right, let's get to it. Okay, here we are with Growing Hunger. How many lower mana creatures are in this deck? This seems kind of... We're doing nothing till our 3rd turn minimum. I feel like we should have something a little faster than this, maybe? Ooh, it's hard to say. I was just looking at the deck with you guys. I'm like, oh, what should I hold out for some lower mana creatures, or is this fine? We're on the draw, so I think we go for... we have a free mulligan, so we think we go for this. Here's a 2-drop. Here's something else that's decent. It was a free mulligan too. I didn't even read that at first, so that made the decision a little easier. Okay, that's enough lands for a little while there. I think I'm good with this many for now. I meant to grab the land there. Ooh, wait, what? Oh, the kicker? No, we're playing without kicker. I forgot this guy has a kicker. It almost shouldn't have even gave us the option. It's just like, we have no more mana, we're tapped out, we can't pay the kicker, so why are they waiting? Why are they waiting for us? Oh, that would have been a better 2-drop. Its power was 3, okay. Let's get a land out. Let's just attack in for 2 damage. Yeah, let's get this guy down. Okay, counterspell. I was wondering that when there was like some stick there, which sucks because that counterspell also exiles our creature. Ooh. Would have been nicer if he was in the graveyard. I think we have some ways of getting them back. We have too many lands, so a discard is not the worst. Gains reach. Nah. Anything that gets trample as well. And it fights. What is that? Creature, whenever creature with... Okay. Or do we do this? We should maybe save this for something better. I think let's just attack in. They're probably just going to chump block. We can't give trample, so... Maybe we do big play if they don't, and they do chump block, so... I guess we do nothing. If this is instant, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess. Oh, shoot! I forgot this has foretell. Oh, I should have used mana to foretell this. It would have costed 1 mana. Oh my god. That was a huge mistake. Oops. That's bad. Discards 2 cards. Lower. That's bad. That's really bad. So what do we discard? I don't want to do big play. I kind of don't want to do this either. If we don't draw a land, I want to play the thicket. So, well, let's resolve. We're not really... We'll just discard. Ugh, damn it. I guess... kind of need that. We kind of want both of these. shoot. And I guess we keep big play. Really sucks. Wow. They're just getting all their discard and just super control. Yeah, it would have been a lot better to have that foretold. We would have probably discarded this card along with the Vastwood. And we should have kept it. I had a feeling that was going to be a big mistake. I hope this sticks. Just get some damage in there. They've had the perfect cards to literally, like, well, it's not them having the, it's us, like, just being, like, how many copies of this again? Like, come on. How does this game constantly just play, give me the cards that plays right into my opponent's hand? Like, it's so weird. Like, anything but a second copy of this. How many other cards are in the deck? And we get, is there only 2 of these? I'm pretty sure there's only 2 or 3 of these. Like, that's what I mean. Like, what are the odds? Of course they get that. Let's put it on ourselves this time. Hit in with the skeleton. Now we get some drain and gain going. And they make me discard my last card, another Inkcaster, whatever. At least we can be putting some pressure on with 2 creatures now. Here they go with the Skull Raid again by the looks of it. 4 mana, so that leaves them only 2 remaining. To the difference, right? So they got a card draw out of it because we couldn't discard the amount of them. Holy jeez. Talk about all the, right, whatever. Can I lose a real game? I want to lose because my opponent outplays me. I honestly cannot remember that happening. I only ever lose because my deck lets me down. Are you kidding me? Jeez. At least that helps. Finally, I get some support. Some of these games seem like totally rigged to work this way though. Like, how perfect was that? Opponents just shutting me down like crazy, and all of a sudden like that I just get the perfect card to turn things around. And then I was going to say, what do you want to bet? They come back with the perfect card. And of course, I'm getting bricked like crazy. So we're right back to where we were originally. Where the game's just giving the opponent everything. How do they constantly always have cards? We mulliganed once, right? They probably didn't. How many lands? I hate that nothing's working still. This is like the worst update I've seen for Arena. Like, there's usually issues with Assistant and stuff like that shortly after new sets and updates, but this is going on for a long time now. These things are not working. Like, when are they gonna fix it? It's taking a real long time. Sure. At least we know we're getting a creature next turn. And we can pay its kicker this time, right? Yep. Not that it matters. They're going to get all the blockers and all the cards they need. Here they go. This is insane. I remember playing this deck yesterday. Holy jeez. I had to beat my... I won, but I don't think I had, like, perfect pampering like this guy's getting. Here you go, here you go. Everything, like, Jesus, non-stop. Like, holy Christ. It's just like, here you go, get your spell back, do whatever you want. Like, this isn't magic, this is just do whatever you want to your opponent. And I attack in, get blocked, like this. They always have the answers. Next turn is going to be absolutely perfect for them. They didn't block, that's interesting. They want to save it to block the Moss Pit. More blockers, because that's really what they need. Get out of here. That better not be more removal. Of course, they probably have it. But why do they care? Not like anything I'm doing is getting through anytime soon. Alright, fight spell. That's pretty good. That is huge, actually. Getting rid of that dragon. I really don't want to put another counter on Moss Pit. I want to put a counter on this guy. But then he'll die when he fights the... Yeah, when he fights the dragon. So we'll put it on Moss Pit. And then he'll destroy that dragon. Whenever one I'm going to speak. So how does this guy come back? In your graveyard, you put it on top of your library. Oh, I have to put counters on a creature to get that. I'm contemplating whether to attack in with him now or not. Or whether I just go with the Grakmaw token. It'd be threatening lethal. They would have to double block and lose, and then we'd have lethal next turn. It's risky. Depends on what they draw, and they've been getting it all, so whatever. Let's roll the dice here. Oh, right, it's only a single block to kill him. Whoops. I don't know why I thought double block. I must have been missing a point of damage there. They still take the 3, though, which is kind of nice. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked. I thought it had to double block for... I don't know how I miscalculated that. Wow. If I haven't been let down by the program enough already, I've had enough. I'm sick. Bye. Jeez. Alrighty. Yeah. Good start. We got our Moss Pit again. This time we're on the play. And we get to keep our hand. Because it's actually a decent hand. Tap land first, Moss Pit Skeleton next turn, unless we get a better 2-drop. That happened last game. That's removal, so that's not the 2-drop we're looking for. Go on green. And Moss Pit is out. Okay, we can put a counter on with this, which helps with this guy. We can get Moss Pit's skeleton back. Let's attack in with it and see if they block and take the trade. They don't, they just take the damage. So then we'll go this way. Because with a 3 toughness, this guy can block their Blade Master. Unless they get some kind of enhancement on it, which I would imagine they probably do. Equipment or something. I can't remember, does the deck with, that deck with the equipment and everything, and the warriors, does it have that sword, that, what is that rapier? Dueling rapier is what it's called. If it has that, that can be played at flash. And that would be pretty brutal with double strike. It gives +2/0. Okay, so they go with a hammer. That's also very bad. That's 6 damage still, and this time I don't even have the option to block it. I can use this on it. I probably should. That's 2 mana. What else do we have? Big Play, which can block flying, which is nice. Or do we go Big Play to get some counters on some stuff? Get a counter on Promising Dust Mage, and then we can tack in for 2, 3, 5, 7, and kill, like, do these 2 spells. Ooh, I don't know if that's... should hold off on that. Just tack in here. I don't think we're going to be playing this, but I got to hold up mana for this, so end turn. Power word kill. Non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, non-dragon. And this is none of those. So let's see if they try to invest more into pumping this guy up. Let's hope they do. Maybe not, because that's a foretell. What does that deck have that foretells? I think Demon Bolt, which does 4 damage. I think that foretells. Looks like they're just attacking in, so we throw this at them and kill their dude. Now, do I go for that 7 damage again this turn, or do I do something else? I can't do this yet, I don't have the mana. Now I do. I like that. Let's go this and put the counter on the Dusk Mage. Yeah. And then that way we'll get a drain and gain when we attack with it. And it'll be a 3/4. And we don't have mana for big play, but we still have it in our hand. We can still cast it later. It gives reach until end of turn too, right? Target creature gets 2/2 and reach until end of turn, and you get a +1/+1 counter on it. So what's this? They do have it's something that they can cast for 1 white. It could be, what's it called? What's it called? Dang it, I can't. Resolute Strike, I think. Creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and you can put in equipment on it. I'm pretty sure that's in this deck. But he doesn't have any of his own creatures to use it on. Oh, nope, that's what it is. Okay. Okay. Right. So we do have big play here. So we can cast this. Attack in with like everybody and use big play at instant speed. I like that. Let's do it. And that's, yeah, that's definitely lethal. 2, 4, 6, 7. It's exactly lethal. They have to block at least one of them. And if they only block one, we can probably use big play just to end the game and win. So let's see what they do. Is it only one? Big play gives +3 in total. So this will be 6, 7, 8, yeah. Who are they blocking? Are they blocking another? Looks like they are. They still haven't clicked through yet. Oh, it's intense. Oh, shit. There we go. Okay, so what do we got here? This guy will kill this guy. Everybody will trade. The skeleton will die to this without trading. These two will trade. So I say we save the skeleton. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, that way we kill their flyer. And we kill their ground. Everything. Basically, they have nothing again. Yeah, I think that was the right way to do it. Big play. They have 4 mana and a lot of cards in hand. Ooh, more equipment. More equipment and no creatures. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, there they go. Okay, so that's Growing Hunger. I kind of liked it. It seemed really fun. A lot of these starter decks or these pre-constructed decks that they do, they could use tweaks and little touch-ups here and there. I'd have to play around with this deck a little bit more to figure out exactly what that is. More Binding of the Old Gods would definitely be useful. This is a super powerful card. Like just all the value you get out of it is just amazing. So yeah, otherwise, like I said, I just have to look into it more, play it more, and just see what else could be needed for it. It is pretty cool. I do like it. It is interesting. Yeah, I definitely had bad luck that first game, but it happens, right? Just blame the program and move on. That's what I always do. But yeah, speaking of moving on, let's go to the next deck. Okay, so here we are with Lifeline, the green and white deck. Looks pretty cool. I see some cards I recognize here. Valkyrie Harbinger. Harbinger or Harbinger? I think it's Harbinger. Yeah, so I recognize that. Yeah, you can pump out, gain some life, pump out tokens. Seeing this as one of the rares on the top end of this deck, I'm already starting to think this deck is going to be big on life gain. And yeah, just creature tokens maybe angels, we'll see. Let's look at the rest of it. More tokens out of this guy. All creatures get pumped up, so that's pretty good too. How many copies? Just the one. Right, okay, so yeah, more tokens there, like one other thing, more tokens here. So this is an Elf Ranger rare. Okay, what does this guy do? Drizzt enters the battlefield. Oh, create that, whatever that name is. The cat thing there, the legendary, whatever that word is. Huivar? Whatever. A legendary 4/1 green cat creature. Sorry I paused there for so I'm trying to figure out how to say that word. What is that? Anyways, yeah, create that guy there, that cat thing. A legendary 4/1 green cat creature token with trample. Whenever a creature dies, if it had power greater than Drizzt's power, put a number of +1 on Drizzt equal to the difference. Okay, so when this cat dies, you would get, yeah, the difference is 1 in their power from Drizzt to the cat thing. Their difference is 1, so he would get 1 +1/+1 counter. Okay, so that's interesting. Pillar Drop Rescuer enters a battlefield, target creature from a graveyard, so a little recursion there. Intended to get more token creation. Again, we got some lifelink synergy here, so whenever you gain life, you're creating tokens. Felidar Retreat Landfall gets you tokens and counters. So tokens, I think our creature tokens seem to be what this deck is big on. This creates a token of Icing Death, the equipment there. This seems a weird, out of place kind of mythic rare to put in here. I feel like anyways. Whenever creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls, and it gets +2/+0. That's weird. Icing Death seems a little out of place in this deck, in my opinion. I'm noticing all these it creates a token, I guess, but it's a token of equipment, not creatures. Everything else is doing creature tokens, creature tokens, creature token, creature tokens, right? A little bit of life gain synergy in here. More creature tokens here, right? So, okay, so he seems kind of weird. You meet in a tavern to form a party. Look at the top 5 cards of the game. You reveal a number of creature cards from them. Put them into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. What is that? Any number of creatures. So it gets you a bunch of creatures out of your top 5 cards. Interesting. Or, what is it, 4 mana? Or it does +2/+2 to all your creatures until end of turn. Interesting. Doesn't untap during your gain life. Okay. It's like, I was going to say, it better be high value then, right? And it's a 3 mana 4/5, so yeah. Yeah, that's pretty high value. But you have to gain life to untap. More life gain here with synergy with Righteous, and we pump the field here. So we've got a field pump here, field pump here. This is a field pump too with the 1/1 counters and tokens. Okay, so I am seeing creature tokens and field pumps. A lot of field pump, the whole field. What does this do? Is a treasure. Artifact with, okay. It's no longer a creature. Wow, that's interesting. So you can use it on your opponent's creature, and you're giving them a treasure token, which can be used for ramp and mana gain, but you're also, if your opponent has like a big mythic rare creature that's just ruining you, turning it into a treasure, it's like, here's 1 mana instead of your awesome creature, right? Or any permanent, really. It could be Planeswalker, just, yeah, any permanent, and it becomes a treasure, loses all other abilities. It just becomes a treasure with the same abilities that a treasure has. That's an interesting spell. I never noticed that yet in this new set. All right, this guy gains a life, more life gain. That's good. 3 of them. I was gonna say, yeah, Prosperous, and I was just thinking of that when I saw him. I'm like, yeah, here he is too. So we've got 6 different creatures that whenever another creature enters the battlefield, we gain life. So that's pretty sick. Celestial Unicorn, whenever you gain life, yeah, this is kind of like a beefed up Ajani's Pride Mate. More mana, higher base power toughness. This guy's awesome. Wow. Newcomers are getting 3 copies of this guy. This is a good one. Right? Every time, especially if you're throwing those +1/+1 counters around a lot, or no, whenever you're gaining life a lot. So there's a lot of life gain. Field pumps a little bit of individual pumps based on the life gain, like this and this guy, right? They pump themselves individually based on life gain. We have some field pumps, life gain, and creature tokens. Wow, there seems to be a lot of different things going on in this deck. But anyways, this guy's great. You gain life. Another Jenny's Pride mate, except same mana cost, same power toughness, except you get to scry every time you pump this person up. She's legendary though, so you can only have one on the field at a time, unlike a Johnny's Pride mate and unlike Celestial Unicorn. Back to Prosperous Innkeeper. We got a creates a treasure when he ET on ETB, and he has the same effect that the Celebrant. Impassioned Orator does the same thing. Inscription of Abundance is awesome. Fight spell, more counters. Life gain embedded in there too. Here's another life gain, deal damage, kind of a removal thing. Yeah. Lifelink to help you gain that extra life. These guys could be, you could put in an extra copy of probably Prosperous Innkeeper and even Trellisara. Right, yeah, those guys. I mean, it's good, the lifelink, but yeah. Cleric class, nice. If you gain extra life instead. Whenever you gain life, you put a counter. Ooh, that's really awesome. That basically, that almost replaces Heliod. That when you level it up to level 2. Pretty crazy there. Fortifying Draft? I guess that's draft, yeah. 2 life, yeah, I gain life from drafts too. Target creature gets XX until end of turn, where X is amount of life you gain this turn. Interesting, okay. So it's a minimum +2/+2 for 1 mana and 2 life. That's actually that's a lot of value. 1 mana, 2 life, and +2/+2 on target creature until end of turn. Yeah, that is not bad at all. And if you can gain more life before you cast it, that could potentially be insane. Especially if you're using it during your turn. Your pre-combat main phase, you cast some creatures, gain life with Innkeeper and what's the other one? Celebrant, right? You're gaining life, and then all of a sudden you go to combat, your opponent chooses blockers, and you cast this. You gain 2 more life, and it's only 1 mana, so you're gaining 2 more life on top of the life you've already gained. That plus X could potentially be pretty freaking high in that situation. But anyways, let's get to testing this deck and see how it goes. Oh my. Do we have a 2-drop? No, that's not even close. Yeah, we have to wait 3 turns to lock down our opponent's stuff and give them treasure. No. Much better. I thought that was a core Celebrant for a second there, and I looked at the mana cost. I was like, what? 5 for a what? No, 3. That's better. 1 mana. All right, yeah, we're keeping this one. Let's get that Arctic Tree Line out, because it's our tap land. Story Seeker into Celebrant. Into something else. Ooh, double tap land. Yikes. So let's see what opponent does. Maybe we can do our second tap land. They might hit us for 1 now with the... Oh no, it'll be 2 with the sequence, with that creature there. We do have life gain going. I say maybe we just hold off for a bit. So I'm not casting this, so I can't cast anything else. Get that tap land out of the way. How many? There's 4 of these in this deck. And a pathway. Go ahead. Do your 2 damage now. Yep. Jerk. Draw a card, put a land card from hand on the battlefield. Oh yeah, I remember playing this one yesterday. A bunch of ramp in the form of lands. If we go this, we have no other mana to hold up except he can block their land, although they're probably going to start playing bigger stuff. We can go Treasure Token to ramp, and then we can also go Story Seeker then too. No, let's just go Celebrant. Let's see if we can maybe, if we don't draw a land, we can do that next turn. Do these 2 guys. This guy, Treasure, use the Treasure. Yeah, I think that's good. And we gained 1 of those life back already that the attack took from us. So we're only down 1 life overall. Let's see how it goes from here on out. So if they tap all their lands there, including their creature, their fractal land, okay, now they don't have to. They can draw a card and play another land. But they're short on mana now, so I highly doubt they have some kind of combat trick or instant speed. Something. Okay, well now they have 2. They attack with the creature land, then they only have 1 left available. Which, there's spells for 1 mana, that, especially in green. Alright, they passed their combat. I think Ranger class would actually go really good in this deck. And the neat thing is, I've seen that somewhere else. Where was that? I think that was in the last deck I just played. Well, let's go this. So we've got 1 of each monocolored source and 2 double sources here. We did get our land, now what do we do? This guy, right? And we get a cat right away because we gain life. And we gain more life because of the cat entering, right? We need big stuff though to win the game. Right now we're just going hog wild on defense. We need something to win. Turn target creature and may have 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. And that's... You can get Celebrant back, these guys can come back. That's about it. Meet in a tavern. So much text I can't read it when it's small like that. Right, yeah, look at the top 5 cards here. Oh, you punk. And that's 4, so we can't get it back with Pillar Drop. Mana value 3 or less, it's 4. Son of a... We should hold this off for later. If we hit a lot of creatures in our top 5 cards, it could potentially be very powerful. We need removal now. Toughness 6 or greater. Oh, that's bad. And this is a big enough creature, it's going to be hard to deal with. 2/2 flyer. Yeah, that might leave us in some trouble. So here that comes. I say we just take it because we're going to gain some more life. We need to worry about what this guy's going to bring when we finally find a way to kill it. That's what I'm more worried about. So let's do this guy into Story Seeker. Gain a bunch of life, get a treasure. So this will give plus... Whoa. Oh right, double life gain. So this will give an additional 2 life, so it'll give +5/+5 to a creature. Yeah, I say we attack in and see if we can get them to block with something, and then we kill it and gain more life. And we still don't have to use our treasure either. If they don't block, I suppose we just deal 2 damage and save this. I'm scared to think what they're going to get with it, but it was the plan, right? We do have more removal in this deck, I think. Yeah, have we blocked them at all yet? We're at 23 health. There's definitely life gain in this deck, that's for sure. That's bad. That's super bad. Alright, because they have enough. I'm like, wait a minute, its toughness should be 0 because it's based on lands. But they have lands. I guess that applies wherever the card is, whether it's in your library, graveyard, or hand, the number of lands. So I'm like, how did he tutor it up with this guy? Its power or toughness or whatever it's based on should be technically asterisks. But no, it's based on your current lands, no matter where the card is. If he's tapped down, that kind of sucks because he's a good blocker with his 4 toughness. But we can still gain life from him and do all kinds of fun stuff. Start a brawl. Yeah. +2/+2 to everybody. 3/3/3/3/4/4. One could be blocked. So they can draw a card and get a land on the battlefield with their person here. Gretchen. Gretchen can get them a card for 4 mana. They won't be able to attack though. What do you do? You can attack, I won't block it. No? With the... They had a Shia. I know they didn't cast it this turn, and I don't disagree with that. I mean, they put the bubble snare on this guy, which, like I said, that really kind of sucked for us because he was our best blocker. I attacked with him because he was the only one of the very few that didn't have summoning sickness. So yeah, that gave them the opportunity to do this for 1 mana. Or did they pay 4 for it? Oh, why did they do that? Did they pay 4 for it? He was already tapped. They only needed to pay 1. Oops. Oh well. Second turn play, and because this guy gives us a treasure by our 3rd turn, we can go into a 4-drop. Ooh, we've got 3rd turn Icing Death. That's not bad. 3rd turn, yeah, with Innkeeper. And we already have the mana for it too. The nice thing about rushing Icing Death out fast, if he dies, you get value out of it. You get an equipment out of it, right? So he's already done his thing and created the treasure. We'd like him to stay out so we can gain life, but he created the treasure, and that's what we want for our 3rd turn Icing Death. That sounds really cool. 3rd turn Icing Death. Death by icing. Sounds delicious. Does he have haste? No. Has vigilance. That's kind of cool. Third turn Icing Death. So do you want to give me his tongue as a sword? That's interesting. That's an interesting concept. Using a dragon's tongue, a slain dragon's tongue, and fashioning a sword out of it. That's interesting. That's very bad. What does this thing do? We get counters for what? When we gain life. Ooh, and we have to get that level 2, which takes 4 mana. Let's play this on green, so we have double green. Anybody got reach? Nobody's got reach. Okay. Do we play this now? Maybe this? Because we can gain a lot of life. We play this to gain extra life, and then we play the Core Celebrant to gain even more life. 1 from himself, 1 from... Actually, 2 each moment. That's a lot of life gain. They can't seem... I don't think they have blockers. And then we've got more life gain here. More life gain here. Potentially more life gain here. I think I want to level this up though before I start gaining all that life so I can start throwing +1/+1 counters around. Which sucks because we don't have enough mana to do both in 1 turn. Yeah. What lands, the common multicolored lands, do they have here? Arctic Tree Line, yeah, there's no, I don't think there's any snow synergy here. These should be, ooh, I don't know if they're going to survive rotation though, right? I mean, there's common lands that come in tap that gain you a life. I don't know if they're going to be in after rotation though. Wow, a 10/10. That's pretty huge. Is that all that's attacking? We can do this for now, I guess. We're going to have to start chumping soon, which is bad. What does this sword do? So crew creature get 2/0 whenever crew creature attacks. tap target creature that they control. So I have to attack with a creature to keep tapping. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I want to level up, but I don't have the mana to do it. I got to destroy their bear. And then maybe something else so that this gets weaker. Because I'm going to have to start chumping it soon. What is this with kicker? 3 mana. We gain a bunch of life. And my guy fights. I don't want to make him fight this big guy. So, throw that out there. How much is that? 5 to kick. Ah, we don't have enough to kick it. Alright, so let's go here. You can take down this guy. Gain 2 life. 3 life, actually. Go like that. I think they're getting value out of this, so let's... Actually, this is instant speed. Let's save it for their turn. And we can maybe then throw the equipment on one of these other guys. We might have to chump with Innkeeper. Oh, yeah, I should have done that before they got more value out of their card. Dang it. Shoot, yeah, that I didn't think ahead. Because sometimes I'll main phase instant spells so that they don't continue to get more value out of their creature. And oops, yeah, too late. Wait, what? 2 cards instead. How much mana was that? 4. And then how much mana is this? Snowland you control, right. So none of these untap during my next untap step, is that? Okay. I can still block with them though. I wish I could kill him somehow. Nothing I have is anywhere near powerful enough. So do we just chump the guy? Chump block? He's got too many big like this is 2 creatures that are way too big. The removal in this is based on my creature's size, and they're way too small. And we don't have the mana to do this. Yeah, this game was... It's because they were ahead of us, I'm pretty sure. Don't remember exactly. But I'm pretty sure we were on the draw this game. So let's, I don't know, make you kill. Oh, I should have went for some... shoot, that was a bad target. I'm just like, kill one of these weak guys, so this guy gets weaker. We're still going to chump block it. Yeah, we have no removal powerful enough for these big things that and they've got 2 of them now. They're just going to spiral out of control, and there's literally nothing we can do about it. What just happened there? Oh, okay. Right, so we didn't kill their dude. And then we have 1 mana left after that. Probably not good enough. Yeah, not gonna be good enough. Maybe I should have played this first. Shoot, I don't know. Oh, I should have attacked with Celebrant too. Dang it. Yeah, I really want to level all this up, but I just can't afford the mana. I gotta keep focusing on chumps for this guy and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Hopefully we can gain enough life to pump this guy up, which means we need to save our life gain, which means we have to chump block with Icing Death, which sucks because he's the only one getting through to him. You know what? He's dead. If we can survive 2 turns, we need to chump block and survive 2 turns. We're at 20 health, and Icing Death can just fly over and kill them. Unless they find removal. Which they could do. They've already played a Blizzard Brawl, right? No? I'm pretty sure Blizzard Brawl is in this deck, though, if I remember yesterday when I played it. Whoa, what's going to happen? Okay. Yeah, I really want to... I was thinking of chumping with Icing Death, but I think I need to chump with the Unicorn. play the Celebrant to gain life, and continue only attacking with Icing Death, because if they keep locking down my creatures like that, the fact that they're not already tapped is what's saving them. That is basically meaning nothing. It means they don't untap during my untap, but they're not tapped, so it doesn't matter. So we need to... Oh, they don't attack. Oh, they don't attack. That basically buys me an extra turn. Okay, let's go this way to really pump up our Unicorn. And then attack with Icing Death. Still no reach on the field for our opponent. They can tap this guy for mana and their lands. Because these guys this guy makes everybody count as a land, so they can tap all their creatures for land. But these have Summoning Sickness, so they can't. This guy's getting big. Icing Death, get in there. Death by icing. So if they can't kill Icing Death this turn, we win. If they can, they win. Ugh. That is a big Ashaya. Holy moly. Enters the battlefield, artifact opponents don't untap during the next untap. Return 3 Snowland to your owner's hand and return Icebreaker Kraken to its owner's hand. Snowland you control. What? Really? Oh, well, it cost 12 to begin with, so. And they are out of mana. They can tap these 3 creatures for mana, and that's about it. That's what these little tap symbols in the bottom corner. It's like they can tap for something. So they have 2 lands, these 3 creatures, plus 1 green from the Cobra. What's going to happen? Jeez, Icing Death is literally what's winning the game for us. Probably also the Prosperous Innkeeper, because we were able to play him on our 3rd turn. Another Celestial. I think we block with a... but it'll only get 1 counter on it. They can potentially tap 3 more mana. Yeah, let's just block with the Unicorn. I was thinking about not blocking, but I'm like, if they can double its power or some weird spell like that, which I don't think this deck has, but just in case, I don't know, my memory's not the greatest. Let's just attack in with Icing Death. And unless they have some instant speed, holy jeez. Gain life, okay. Oh, they got something too. What is it? What are they doing? Bouncing this back to my hand? Okay, they did. Bounce it back. So we have to play it again to hopefully get lethal next turn. Gain some life. They bought themselves 1 turn. What form does that have reach? No. I would assume that as soon as their turn ends, if they're not able to kill me, oh, they gain life, so now our Icing Death won't work. This will work though. Meet you in a tavern +2 until end of turn for everybody. That'll be exactsies. And they may think they might tap out. Hopefully they do. And hopefully they don't go any, they stay at 6 or less life points. And with the Kraken too, no. They have potentially 1, 2, 3 mana that they could get. These guys are gaining us life, which is awesome. I'm a little worried about a 3 mana. Should be fine. Should be able to take the 16, no problem. Okay, good. They waited. They have something. They waited. Oh. Well, we have to try. I'd really rather play another blocker out, but yeah, we got to go this, and we got to give everybody +2/+2. And they have, what, 3 blockers, so we can only attack with flying. I don't see reach anywhere. And 6 should be enough, but they're still not conceding or anything. Yes, they had nothing finally. Wow. Squeak that one in there. Oh, jeez. But yeah, that second game was really good. Wow, that was tough. Jeez, I thought we were so close to losing it. Icing Death, though. Wow. Third turn Icing Death is basically what won us the game. So it was Innkeeper and Icing Death together, and, you know, combined with all the other life gain that we had too, really kept us alive a lot. So all in all, I think the deck could use a little better synergy, I think. Maybe some more of these creatures, these passive life gains, right? Where you have a creature out and every time you do something, you gain more life. Something more passive like that. A little bit more of that. And then just upgrade some spells like Devouring Tendrils and just upgrade those to Inscription of Abundance right here. Stuff like that to really improve the deck. Cleric classes could probably use more of those. You could probably swap out maybe, as great as Icing Death was, I still think it's a weird fit in this deck. It doesn't necessarily synergize. The only reason it won us the game is because we had a 4 power, it doesn't matter what his toughness is, we had a 4 power flying creature with Vigilance, right? The Vigilance saved us too, because every time that Kraken came and our creatures couldn't untap, it didn't matter because this guy never was tapped. So the Vigilance and the 4 flying damage on our third turn is what won the game. Not necessarily Icing Death himself. We never got the equipment out of it because we won the game by keeping him alive, right? So anyways, I think that's enough wrap up on Lifeline. I have like, what, 2-3 more decks to get to today, so let's get to it. Okay, so here we are with Savage Lands now. Already looking at the Akum Hellhound, I'm thinking aggro. We got some landfall stuff with Phylath as a rare. Legendary rare, what do we got up here? Inferno, yeah. If we got ramp, we can fuel up this guy a lot. I was actually, I actually saw an HGG video earlier today where his opponent, or no, he made the mistake. He just said it verbally. His opponent was pumping up this exact dragon, and he was saying he could give it a +5 boost, but he could only give it a +3 boost because it's red mana. Pay attention to that. It's red mana to pump him up. HGG said his opponent could pump him up 5. But 2 of his mana was blue, and you can't pump him up with blue mana. So just pay attention that when you have this creature and you're trying to calculate how much damage you can do, remember, red mana, only red mana will pump this guy up. Always remember that. This is like a new version of Shivan Dragon. Shivan Dragon is a really old dragon that was printed originally long before Arena even existed. But yeah, basically that 1 red mana to give it +1/0. And it was, I think Shivan was a 6 mana 5/5 dragon. No haste. I think there was no haste on Shivan Dragon. Anyways, pretty cool. So we got some power stuff up here, all kind of mana based, landfall, all that stuff. Trample that when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Interesting. 5 mana 4/4 card draw. Froggy Myth. Wow, that's another good rare here. 5 mana 4/4 trample haste. Deals combat damage to a player, exile up to that many cards from their graveyard, and put a +1/+1 counter on this guy for each card exiled this way. He can grow, that can get out of control really fast. Really fast. Especially with the haste. If you know you have a moment to get damage in, especially if you can get all 4 damage, 5 mana down, haste, attack, all of a sudden it becomes an 8/8 with trample. It's currently tapped because you attacked, but who cares? You just have a 5 mana 8/8 now all of a sudden, and did 4 damage to your opponent. Yeah, and exiled 4 cards out of their graveyard. Depending on their deck, that could be devastating. Anyways, on to this. More landfall stuff. We sack a land. What do we do? with this one again. No, we don't sack a land. We just search for a land, 2 basics, and if we kicked it, we get 2 counters on a creature. Toski, awesome card. Wow, nice that they're giving one of these in this deck here. A high value creature, I guess. 3 mana, 3/3 haste. That's actually pretty good for with haste too. Choose your weapon. Double target creature's power and toughness, or do 5 damage to creature with flying. I like the options. Yeah. Double their power and toughness. That's actually pretty good. Especially on a creature that's decent in size already. Like a 3/3 is not huge, but a 6/6 is pretty freaking big. Alright, this one, yeah, more land grab. Draw a card, counter. It's a lot of value in the spell. It's a sorcery, it's 3 mana, but a counter, draw a card, gain 2 life. Play an additional land too. Like, it's, yeah, there's a lot of things you do with that. Xandu, another good rare that they're giving out, goes good with landfall. Land can be played as a land himself. Also gets a good little boost every land you play, every turn. And if you have stuff like this and you play extra lands, then, you know, or you're casting spells like this thing and getting more lands, you can really beef them up quite big and quick. Pack Tactics, yeah, we should be able to activate that fairly easily. Attacking creatures get +1/0 until end of turn. That's it, just +1/0. I mean, I guess that helps. Hey, it's aggro, gets extra damage in there, I guess. Double his power and toughness until end of turn. And he has that built right in. That's pretty cool. 2 of those guys. 3 Brushfire Elementals. Those are powerhouses. Especially with Evolving Wilds. You get them out on your 2nd turn or something. Play an Evolving Wilds on your 3rd turn. They become 5/5s that can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Really cool. Oh, another really good one here. Again, we should be able to trigger the Pack Tactics in this deck relatively easily, so we're getting extra card draw here with Pack Leader, and it can also activate its own Pack Tactics more easily with a built-in ability it has to increase its power and toughness a little bit. No, actually toughness stays the same, power increases. But anyways, it makes it easier to get your Pack Tactics triggers. Target creature gets 2/2 and gains trample until end of turn and untap it. That's a good instant. I like the untapping in there too. That's a handy little extra value that is easy to overlook. Royal Eruption, great one. Removal, good stuff. Pack Tactics. He gains first strike until end of turn. Pretty good on a 2 mana 3/1, and then Hellhound gets the +2/+2 for landfall. Lands are pretty much the same as all, 1 pathway, 4 of these, and we have 4 Evolving Wilds in this one, which is a little different, again, to go with those landfall triggers. Lands that you play, then sacrifice to get another, that's 2 lands in a turn, so that's double the landfall triggers. So yeah, look, we're looking at a red-green kind of landfall deck. That's why it's called Savage Lands. Let's get to it. Wow. Infernal Spark. Inferno of the Star Mounts right in the opening hand. Well. We can get this guy out early and then scale the heights. We are on the play, so let's double tap land. Let's try it. Let's try it. Ooh. Let's see what we can do. Probably shouldn't have kept this hand. We get first strike until end of turn. Let's get him out there. Get some kind of board presence. Too bad it's not a landfall creature. And haste, but we can't do anything with it because we don't have the manas. So I guess we just attack in and play our Evolving Wilds. They might have something instant speed here by the looks of it. No, they just take it, okay. And we'll end turn. What do we get for mana from the Evolving Wilds? Maybe red? Are they doing something now? Maybe. Right. Yeah, that won't save it. It's still 3 damage and it'll still kill it. Dang. That would have been nice if we could have saved it with that +2/+2. I guess we get red. We get green, red, and mono green, so... Wait. Hey, I keep clicking. Give me the frickin' land. And we draw red anyways. 3 more damage real quick. We can't protect them with this thing if they do the same kind of spell. Well, let's go. More damage. Let's get it in there. 3 mana, 3/3 haste. And it's a goblin. Of course, yeah. They just seem to have non-stop burn spells. That's the same one we had first round. Doesn't have haste, no. Now let's just get it out there anyway. Hopefully next turn we can play this and get a counter on them. Maybe. That would be nice. That's not nice. I wish we could get some mana. And, yeah. Then we could, get our own dragon out there nice and big and hasty. Even bigger and badder. Alright. Dang. Okay, well, we're getting closer to the mana we need. Son of a... If we draw into a land, we can play one of our other spells. That's a real gamble. We're gonna have to take another hit from Gold Span. Go like this to get some damage in. And untap it. I don't think we'll do that yet. Hopefully we get another land and we can play our dragon. And that would be pretty much game. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 red, 2 red, yeah. That's not good. Nice. Oh man, and they get their dragon. How were we on the play and so far behind them? Oh yeah, it's because they drew all their awesome stuff. In like the perfect order. This is ridiculous. Why does that get... Oh, because they use so many treasure tokens, yeah. Wow, yeah, that's not going to do it. That's unfortunately nowhere near enough. I wish I could lose a good game. Every game I win is a good game because I have to, it's such a battle to win. It's like every loss. Like I never get a good loss. It's always just humiliating, hands tied behind my back, nothing I can do about it. At least we go first with a 1-drop. Well, it's our only 1-drop in the deck. Froggemoth should be a pretty good powerhouse. Hopefully this guy too, if we can get him pumped up and get our green mana too. We don't have any green. That's sketchy, but we've got lots of evolving wilds and ways of getting red or green. Shouldn't have a problem drawing it into green very soon. So this will be a 2/3 on our second turn when we attack it. Unless we get an evolving wilds, then we can double trigger and make it a 4/5 until end of turn. That would be pretty sick. Or our opponent will just like, just fry it right here. No? Okay. Oh, there's the evolving wild. Now we get our green as well. 4 damage second turn. Ouch. And we've got this guy online next turn, because we have our green now. Or do we want to go haste? I kind of want to go haste. I'm feeling hasty. And we have the red for it, so, because he's double red. See, this seems a little more like we're on the play. Last game it seemed like that at first, but then it was like, how did we fall so incredibly far behind so insanely fast? Like, what? He untaps next turn. I think it was a bad idea for them to play their turtle on their turn. It's a flat. It's got flash. They should have played it on our turn, because now our creature's going to untap first, and their turtle's still going to be tapped. What do we do, this, or do we scale? I don't know what to do. Yeah, let's just play this guy for now in our Evolving Wilds. And then that's about all we can do. So now we'll untap our guy, and their turtle does not untap, or it will next turn. Jeez. Must be nice to always have what you need when you need it. I wonder what that's like. Okay, that helps. A bit. We need the mana still. Come on, land. Nope. What a jerk. Still doing the damage on them, though. Power and toughness until end of turn for 3 mana. We can also do it 4 mana here, double, make them a 6/6. And now we got to discard 2 cards. This one and this one, they're our weakest cards. This one, all we need is 1 land and we're good to go. I probably should have gotten rid of Phylath, just because, yeah, that was probably a mistake. Just because he's too high mana cost. And now their turtle's untapped, which sucks. And we're still not getting the land. Are you freaking kidding me? God. Freaking game. Come on, 1 more land. And this is a landfall deck where there's all kinds of spells and extra ways to get lands. But we draw into it. And they probably have a counter spell, don't they? Why do they have all their mana untapped? That freaks me out. Why do they have all their mana untapped? +1/0 until end of turn. They'll definitely block. Alright, well, let's kill their guy, or let's try and see what they do. Okay, it doesn't seem like they have a counterspell now, because that just went really fast. Because I know this deck is control thing, so it has counters. God, you gotta be kidding me. Oh no, I needed to do his thing before declaring attack to get his pack tactic. It's only 1 damage though, so it'd be down to 1 instead of 2. Not a big deal. Still a mistake. I have to activate that before he attacks. Does this have haste? Does have pack tactics. I don't know if I should be playing this. It just depends if they have a... I don't know if they have an answer. Okay, they didn't. Or that's what they had. Wait, what? Oh, because I paid 3, right? Yeah. I didn't even realize I paid it. I just hit spacebar and it's like, okay, we'll pay you 3. Yeah, well, I mean, it's control center, right? So that's what control is. Annoying. I was about to say that was an annoying game, but you know, our opponent was running an annoying deck. That's that's the way control usually goes. But yeah, oh, that was so bad when all of our good cards in one I feel like I never saw that. I played this deck yesterday. I feel like I never saw the Skull Raid. Maybe once. I don't know. So there was Savage Lands. I think the deck could use a little more work, like instead of these guys, maybe go with another Hellhound, maybe something else with Landfall. Yeah, drop both of these guys for a Hellhound and a Brushfire, just to get that Landfall triggers more. It seems like the deck is a little more all over the place, and some of these starter decks they are kind of like that. We got all these Landfalls, and then we got this guy here, and this guy, which pack tactics are good and all, but and there should be relatively easy to trigger, especially if you get a +1/+1 counter on this guy, Targnar, and for 4 mana, built-in ability to double that to a 6/6, just with 1 counter on him. So that's pretty fun there. Yeah, some good stuff in the deck. Maybe more of these guys for card draw, or maybe more Toskies. Like, yeah, it's like there's just a lot of things. Yeah, definitely drop this guy for more of these guys for your card draw. Instead of that, it's just clunky, slow, a nice creature, 4/4 trample. Otherwise, yeah, I think the deck is pretty good. It has, yeah, definitely potential. It seems really annoying when our creatures just keep dying. Yeah, that's how we lost the first one. Opponent just wrecked everything. Second opponent almost did the same thing. But anyways, on to the next deck. Okay, so here we are with the next deck, Sky Patrol, the white-blue deck. The new pre-construct that they're giving people. Okay, sorry I got quiet there for a minute. Shepherd of the Cosmos. Okay, yeah, you get a 2 or less, what is it, a permanent? Permanent card, 2 or less, back to the battlefield. If it was foretold, no, just when it enters the battlefield for 6 mana, or if you're foretelling it, doesn't matter. Doomskar, nice board wipe, especially if you're casting it from Foretold for the Foretold slot, because then it's only 3 mana for a board wipe. Very powerful. Journey to Oblivion, kind of like the new, what do you call it? What was it? Banishing Light, like the new Banishing Light. So as long as you have 1 creature in your party, or 1 party member. No, 2 party members, because Banishing Light was 3 mana, right? Then I'm pretty sure it's the same as Banishing Light. But what do we exile? We exile a non-land permanent. Yeah, until Journey to Oblivion leaves. So yeah, just like Banishing Light, a little higher mana cost, but you can reduce it potentially less mana cost, depending, as long as you have, I think it's equal to Banishing Light. If you have 2 party members, 3 members, now it's cheaper than Banishing Light. Anyways, moving on, Starnam Unleash. Great, very powerful mythic rare. Awesome. This seems like we're heading into a Foretell deck. So far, that's like everything. Foretell. No, this doesn't have Foretell. It looks like we do have probably some warriors with Starnheim Unleash, and that's also Foretell. So it looks like we might be going into some party synergy as well. More Foretell here for the Augury Raven. More Foretell. Holy Foretell synergy. Anywhere other than your hand, that synergizes well with Foretell. It also synergizes in the current standard meta with the adventure cards from Throne of Eldraine, because when you cast the creature, you are casting it from outside your hand, so you get card draw from this guy. But looking to the future, to 2022, yeah, this guy's going to mostly synergize with Foretell when you cast things out of your hand, or maybe if you can cast things out of your graveyard or out of your library. There may be ways to do that as well. Yep, Foretell counterspell. This guy here, when you control a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return it to its owner's hand. Control deal damage to a player, draw a card. Iron Verdict, that's a good removal for a Foretell deck. Expel is also good removal as well. A little more powerful because you exile the creature. It has to be tapped, same with, I think, yeah, Iron Verdict. So you always have to bait them into tapping their creature. Elite Spellbinder. I'm really liking some of the rares. They're giving some good rares out in these decks here. I have to double check. I'm pretty sure these are the decks they're giving the new players when renewal season happens. I have to just double check that. I'll include that somewhere in this video. At this particular moment, I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 99.9% sure these are all the decks that everybody's going to be getting when they start after, I don't think yet, not yet. That's going to happen soon. I think a little bit before rotation is when it happened last year, is they rolled out this new tutorial. You got all these new starter decks and all that stuff. But that was last year, may not be the same this year. But anyways, let's get back to this deck here. When this guy enters the battlefield, choose one. You can gain 2 life, destroy an enchantment, or exile a card from a graveyard. So if they have something that's recurring from the graveyard, that could be handy there. Luminarch Aspirant, that's another real good one. Only to do Foretell stuff. Oh, that goes surprisingly well with Foretell. I never made that connection with Stonebinder's Familiar. That's funny. Some of these starter decks, they think of some things that I don't think I've ever seen a player think of that yet. I've seen so many different people with different ways of exiling creatures to pump up Stonebinder's Familiar. But every time you foretell a card, you're exiling it. And you have to foretell during your turn unless you have Cosmos Charger. I never thought of that before. That's a good way to pump up the Stonebinder's Familiar. I like that. Portable Hole, that's a neat one there. I like the name of the card, just the idea and concept of it, a portable hole. But yeah, you get to, it's kind of like the weakened Glass Casket, sort of. It's white, it's an artifact. It exiles a permanent when it enters the battlefield, except Glass Casket was only creature. This one is any non-land permanent, but mana value 2 or less, whereas Glass Casket was 3 or less, but Glass Casket was 2 mana, this one's 1, so it's the new version of Glass Casket, I guess, is what this one is. Still pretty good removal if you can target a creature or a permanent that fits the mana value. Other than that, the lands look pretty much the same. We got these 4 mixed lands, 1 pathway, and just a balanced mix of basic lands. So let's get to some gameplay. Okay. Jeez. Well, I guess I made a Foretell deck before when Kaldheim was new. So I guess we got to spend the first few turns foretelling. Or I can mulligan. This is a free mulligan. We can try and see if we can get a lower mana spell. I do like the dig here, though. We could have a 3rd turn 3/3 flyer. Or even a 3rd turn charger. I say get a mulligan, yeah. Wow. This was considerably worse. Mulligan again? Where's our white mana? What the heck? Well, 3-drop. We can foretell on our 2nd turn. It's still kind of sketchy. Jeez. Yeah, I guess we gotta wait till our 3rd turn to do stuff. Maybe 2nd turn if we draw into a white. Ugh, I do not like this though. I do not want to mulligan again. We got a free mulligan. So we don't have to there's our white. Okay, do we play this guy right away though? You know, that destroy enchantment might become very valuable, so I say we start foretelling. Let's go with a creature to start, I guess. And then maybe we can foretell more stuff. They're still not doing anything. Maybe. They passed combat. Okay, they didn't do anything. Let's get the tap land out and then foretell something else. Let's go with the counter spell now. I doubt they're going to play anything I'm going to be super interested in countering yet. Ooh, that would have been not bad to counter. Oh well. Comes block. Draw a card. Okay. Oh, now we get the familiar. Now I kind of want to foretell. Maybe we hold up the counter spell for now. We can still play this guy. You know what? Let's get... Yeah, if I hold up a... Yeah, let's go this guy. It's a 3/3. Yeah, I can block his 2/1 pretty well. What did they choose from it when he entered? Did they draw a card and lose a life? I can't remember now. They didn't create a pest, obviously. They didn't exile graveyard, so they drew a card and lost a life. Okay, so we gotta discard something. I think this one is probably gonna be our least value so far. Alrighty then. I say we foretell this. And then we hold up Saw It coming. And we attack in with the Raven. So dog gets a counter. Attack with the Raven. I think we'll just end turn because we want to hold up mana for Saw It coming. Just in case they play something scary, we can hold it off a bit. Maybe we should get this guy out. We can start drawing cards from the Raven flying overhead. Ooh, that's a good one. I didn't think of that last turn. We need another mana though, so we can play Saw It coming. There we go. Ask and receive. And we can still play Saw It coming after this. So I say we go for it. We don't get to pump up our dog this turn because we're not foretelling. Counter your counter spell, because that's a good creature that I definitely want to resolve. Get some card draw. And we get the guy we discarded earlier. Holding up mana for that Saw It coming. Even though we kind of held mana and didn't cast it, it came in handy there. Dang it. Are you freaking kidding me? What's with this game constantly being freaking stacked? It's no. Yeah, I literally have no targeted. I could exile. I do have some targeted removal. Damn, that's bull. That is BS. Total BS. This whole event seems to be working out that way. Someone gets an awesome card, and then someone else is like, here's something even, here's the perfect answer to it, basically. We can, I'd really rather, let's foretell something now, and then we can flash out the Cosmos Charger. We get a 3/3 dog then. And then I guess we hold up mana for these two guys, and I say we keep wearing their health total down. We can block and kill something with the dog if they attack, even our own creature if they attack with it. They would probably get damage around us and draw cards though. That's something I didn't think of. Ugh. We can flash in Cosmos Charger to stop something, although they have all their mana untapped, which is scary AF. So do we flash in the Charger then? Oh, it's so sketchy. Let's try it. Here comes another counter spell, another reject probably. No? I'm worried about losing the Charger, so let's put the dog at greater risk here. Oh, and they can bounce back. That's interesting. We need to empty our hand next turn. So that they can't make us discard with this thing. But we can foretell this and play this. Ah, oh, dang it. Let's get something for 2 mana back to the battlefield, so let's ditch this. Yeah, I'll trade my dog for my own to get my own creature back in the graveyard. It's only 3. It's 3 mana, so I can't get it back with this. Oh my god. What is it with my opponents? First game every time today. Jesus, where are they getting all these cards? How do they still have 3 cards in hand? Are you kidding me? Holy Christ. Yeah, I don't have the mana to cast this, so let's pump up dog more. Unbelievable. What a total pile of BS. Jeez, like I can't believe how perfect it is for her opponents. Jeez. Look at the freaking cards still. I know they bounced 2 back to hand. Like, does it really give them that much advantage, though? It's just non-stop, like, pounding us in the face. So how many creatures, all these, one will die that they attack with. Unless they bounce it back to their hand, because they took my creature that does that. Like, I have nothing in my hand, so you want to make me discard, that's fine. I don't care, bounce them back, replay them. These are not in my hand, they're in exile, buddy. You should play them again. Play your guy again, play him, play him, play him. No? Yeah, you can't play him now because it's your end step. Haha, instant speed. Alright, so you exile that. Ugh. Yeah, like they're ever gonna tap something. It's because they took my creature and they're using that guy to just ruin us. Lets you know this guy goes good in this deck. Such BS. We gotta keep it. Man, I can't believe how insanely just ridiculous this game has been. Yeah, there's no enchantment, nothing we can do here. Exile a card from a graveyard, like that's going to be useful at all. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Yeah, no, these are the only two creatures that we can get out. Yeah, nothing else is low enough mana. Wow, holy ridiculous. Holy ridiculous game. Like, is it not obvious? Like, does it not seem like these games are kind of manufactured to play out a specific way? Kind of like the color challenge. Those games are absolutely designed to play out a very specific way. Yeah, right, like none of this is really going to do that much for us. What absolute perfection do they have now? Oh, they're not playing their Disciple to make me exile my card? They will at the end of turn. Don't care, whatever. We've lost this game. Program's determined it already. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolute ridiculousness. Jesus, I cannot believe it. It's just so perfect. Everything is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Can't cast this. Perfect, perfect. This is what I was saying last game, the game before. Like, can I lose a good game? Can I lose a game where the opponent actually has to work for it? Where this program doesn't just give it to them on a silver platter? Like, every time I lose, like, well, not every time, but 9 out of 10 times I lose. It's just the cards are just absolutely rigged against me. Like, oh my god. Can opponent outsmart me and outwit me for once? For once. Can they just outplay me? Oh my god, I just can't get over it. Like, the games I lose are just so rigged. Like, it's insane. Oh my god. Like, never ending, non-stop cards, non-stop everything. More cards, I'm out of here. Okay, so last game we learned that nothing about this deck. Absolutely nothing. Because, yeah, it was just totally freaking stacked. And now we're also learning that for some reason it separates your mana every single time. Well, we can get 2 damage with a Foretell going here. Let's Foretell this guy first. See if we can get him out faster. We can Foretell for less mana then. Everything gets reduced by 1 when we Foretell. Oh my god, with the white mana. Let's Foretell again. Pump up our dog. I'll offer a trade. They take the damage. I'm okay with either way that went. If they traded, they wouldn't get to venture. Now they do get to venture. This is instant, but if they attack and venture, we'll expel, which will pump up our dog again if we do it during our turn. And then if they block with this guy, it dies. So yeah. I think we stick with that. I'm like, I could pump up the dog by foretelling this. But I think we'll stick with the Expel. On tap creature, dog gets a pump. And now if they block, their creature dies. So we're getting the damage in pretty hard. Getting this foretold would be nice. Okay, yeah, right. Hey, there's some blue mana. So we play it. We play this as a 2/2, and then it makes this a little bit cheaper. And we can start playing creatures out of our Foretell slot and keep pumping them up with this. Another venture into the dungeon. So they're in the Mad Mage. They're going for either a treasure token or creature can't attack. Or can't attack, it can still block. Did you read the dungeon? So who do we take out? Their dude for 4, and then we have 2 mana for an Augury Raven? Or do we save this for something bigger and badder? There's nothing too crazy here yet. We can't attack with this. Maybe we play a Raven. Or do we want to flash this in, maybe? Actually, let's play a Raven and we'll make it a 4/4 with Luminarch. And we still have mana for the Oblivion. But again, let's just hold that off for a bit. We might find a better target for it. Another ETB venture. He's hitting all, well, he did get the one guy that needs to do damage. Oh, we exiled him, right? Yeah. To venture. These guys all venture on ETB. How far are they? 1, 2, 3. They're on their 4th room already. Mana cost 2 or less. Jeez. So nothing except a land, maybe. No, it's non-land permanent. And that is nothing that they have. Wow. That sucks. So these would increase party synergy. How much can I pay for X? 2. Just 2. With the 4/4 Raven, though, that could be very nasty. Actually, 5/5 Raven. Yeah, let's do that. Starnheim for 2. And that's everything except 1 white, I think. Yeah. And the portable hole is useless, so pass. And as long as Luminarch survives, it's going to start dulling counters on everybody. Didn't I say last game, it seems like I alternate today? Yesterday was a little different, but today it's like my first game is like rigged against me, and then my second game is like rigged against my opponent. It's like I feel like I've had no problem this game. I'm just like, just going to town. What does this guy do? Okay, so yeah, they're just kind of going all out here, hoping for maybe, what do they have here? They have some mana. 3, 6, 7 damage. Fine. Unless they have some kind of super duper pump. Not enough, I don't think, no. Yeah, and they can't block flying, so yeah. This is what I mean? What's up with today? Rigged one way, rigged, like, I don't mean, I shouldn't be saying rigged. I don't know. That's the way it feels. Like, it feels like these games are just totally manufactured today. All right. Well, there was Sky Patrol, the white and blue pre-constructed deck that they're going to be rolling out soon. Very similar to a Foretell deck that I did. Obviously, more Doomskars, more Cosmos Chargers would really help amp up this deck a bit more. Another decent one, if you're going to go really heavy with the Foretell, is this guy's really good just because they're, like, more of these guys just because they're powerhouses. Same with this, big powerhouse. You do want to keep things like Journey to Oblivion in here as well. Maybe swap Journey to Oblivion with Expel. Right, we do want probably 4 copies of this if you want to really batten down and go for Foretell. Iron Verdict and Harbinger are good ones. There's a Saga that goes really good with Foretell. As soon as it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each card you have in your Foretell slot. Wow. For each card in your Foretell slot. And so that can be a lot of life gain then for 2 life each card. If you got a lot foretold, it can be good. But other than that, yeah, it looks pretty similar to the one I built a while ago. A little like these pre-constructed decks, a little more all over the place. I built it before Strixhaven was out, so I didn't have Familiar. And as I said before the gameplay, that's actually really cool. I really like how that guy synergizes with Foretell. And then you get more exile effects like Expel, Elite Spellbinder, Journey to Oblivion. You can even get Skyclave Apparition. Is that the one? Skyclave? No. The one, the 3 mana 2/2 spirit that exiles a opponent's thing for 4 mana or less or something like that, creates an illusion when it dies or when it leaves battlefield. One of those, because it's exiling, right? It's a creature, so it's a sorcery. You have to cast it during your turn. Like, remember I did that with Expel just so we could pump up the Stonebinder's Familiar and get that extra value. I saved it for my turn. So going more Spellbinders instead and more Journey to Oblivions instead to make up for that if you don't have the rares and everything. But yeah, it's a pretty cool deck. Let's get to, I think, the last one. Last deck. Let's check it out. Okay, so here we are with Treasure Hunt, the black and red deck, Rakdos, I guess you could call it. After I've seen a lot of this deck already, as you've been watching these videos, you've probably seen a lot of this deck already, even though I haven't played it myself, because I've played so many games in this event already. We've seen a lot of everything out of this deck, like the Red Dragon. We've seen our opponents play Goldspan. I don't know if I've seen my opponents play this guy in the event, but I have seen him around before. Pretty good. This guy can get out of control real fast. Looks like we got some other flying good stuff here. Lots of value there if you have the mana. We do create a lot of treasures in this deck, so that's pretty good. This guy's just a powerhouse, sacrificing creatures to keep him alive, give him indestructible, powering him up whenever he becomes tapped, right? Power him up. This guy's really good if you use a treasure to get him out in the field because he's got first strike and haste, which is just really powerful. Kalane's really cool to go with that too, because if you're using a treasure token to play him, for each treasure token you're using, you're giving him a +1/+1 counter. Creatures enter the battlefield that way, right? And when this guy enters the battlefield, you're also creating a treasure token to help facilitate that. So yeah, that goes really good if you have them together. This guy's great for creating more treasure tokens. As we see here, you get to roll a dice. The dice roll determines how many treasure tokens you get. More treasure here, as well as just creature removal, destroy creature or planeswalker. Right? Create a treasure token. Good synergy there. This spell can't be countered. That's pretty sweet. 3 damage, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Zorn doubles the amount of treasures you're creating every time you create one. It creates just an extra one if you're creating more than 1 treasure. It just adds 1 to it. Soul Shatter, one of the most powerful removals out there. Really cool. Your opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power, so it's usually their best creature, usually the one you want to die. And since they sacrifice it, Protection from Black doesn't protect it, Indestructible doesn't protect it, and Hexproof doesn't protect it because our opponent is sacrificing it. Skullport Merchant, this guy's really cool too. Or no, well, he's not really cool. It's just, I don't know, a new guy. He creates a treasure. That's handy when he enters the battlefield. And you get some card draw out of it just for 2 mana and sacrificing another creature or treasure. So depending on what you have more abundant of, yeah, you just sacrifice that to go with it. Deadly Dispute, kind of the same thing. You sack a creature and you get 2 cards instead of 1. This guy, you just draw a card, yeah. But you have to sack a creature, not a treasure. But you create a treasure when you do it. So really high value there. This guy's really cool if, you know, whenever you're... Yeah, if you... He's just drain and gain, I guess. I guess that's not really cool. I thought it was drain and gain every time you use a treasure to play a creature, but it's only when you play this guy. If you use a treasure, it's one little ping there. Oh, you know, you draw a card. Sorry, I thought it was drain and gain. Nope, you draw a card. Never mind. Still, that's pretty good. Then 2 mana, you play them out. If you use a treasure, you draw a card, so there's good card advantage there. This is really cool if you have creatures that get some kind of effect or some kind of effect like Toski, where any creature you control deals damage to a player. I know Toski's not in this deck, but the point is when a creature you control deals damage, yeah, this is where this really comes handy if that creature does something, right? Because creature power 3 or less isn't going to kill your opponent very quickly, so you're hoping to get other kind of synergy in it, which makes it a weird fit in this deck because I don't see that really anywhere else except for here. This guy gets counters whenever he deals damage to an opponent. But we got Dragon's Fire here, also not that great unless you can pump up your dragons, because they're all only one, it'll only do 1 extra damage if you base this spell on a dragon you control. So again, kind of, I mean, not bad. I mean, you can pump up your dragons with Kalain, and then you play a dragon with treasures and you get extra counters on it, and then for 2 mana you're doing that much more damage. And even now as it is, you're still doing 4 damage instead of 3 by using your dragon's power instead of just doing the Dragon Fire directly. After that we go Sudden Breakthrough, a nice combat trick, again something else that gives us a treasure token. And Kalain, I already went over him a little bit, so we'll skim by. Unwilling Ingredient. This guy's great because when he dies, you can use him for additional card draw from your graveyard, which is pretty cool. Just that little extra value. And this guy's also cool too because when he dies, good first turn play. You can sacrifice him with his spell to gain a card, or you can sacrifice him with this guy's ability to draw a card, and you get extra value when he dies. So having a few sacrifice outlets really does help with this guy, because then if your opponent's not blocking him, then you can kill him yourself to get that, to either get a treasure or do the -1 and just get that synergy there and get those triggers. So that was a quick overview of the deck. Let's get to some gameplay and see how it goes. Not much early game spells, but we do have this guy in our second turn. But we don't have treasure to get before that. Maybe we take our free mulligan here. Ugh. It's both better and worse. How much lands are in this deck? 9, 4, 10, 14, 24. Yeah, it's all high mana cost except for these two, but I don't have a second mana. It's just too risky. You can't keep it with 1. There's a decent hand. Too bad we gotta throw 1 back. It's a pain in the butt. No. Ugh, just because they're legendary. Yeah. Just because I feel like an opponent's going to kill the first one I play, or usually they gun them down pretty quick because they're pretty good in this deck. You start getting treasures going, you use those treasures to pay for stuff, which is what treasures are for, mainly. So yeah, people usually gun them down pretty quick. So let's get them out there. Get a treasure token. We can even play this second one just to get another treasure. As long as this guy's alive, though, I say we go this land, and then we can rush this guy out on 3rd turn and have him a 5/4 with first strike and haste. Yeah, that sounds pretty nasty. I think we go that route. And then get more treasures this way. Yeah, let's try it. Let's just go for it. Why not? Oh man, do they have do they have counters in this one? I'm not sure if they put counters in the Prismari deck or the red-white deck here. Red-blue deck, I mean. So yeah, that was a pretty good 1, 2, 3. Well, 1 was nothing. 1 was play a land, and that was it. Then there was 2, 3, which was pretty powerful. Another land that was right on time. Enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. I don't have any. I kind of wish I had that. What was on the bottom that we discussed? Yeah, Sudden Breakthrough. That'd be right nice now to put on this guy. Is there any way to pump this guy up anymore? Nah, not really. Let's just attack in then. Get more damage in there. That's That's big. Big, big, big. We kind of need more treasures. Let's go this way. He's a good blocker. And he gives us a treasure. And we'll hold off for there. For now. Ooh, this guy doesn't tap either, so you pay 2 mana and sacrifice a creature or treasure to draw a card. What does this do? 5 damage, creature playing, roll a d20. 2 damage. Each opponent, each player. Okay. Do we use this on him to get more card draw? We get a treasure back from it? Yeah, let's do it. Who is he targeting? Yeah. So that's who we do then. Does this fizzle out with no dice roll? Yes! He doesn't get the dice roll. That I didn't realize. 5 damage to target creature, roll a d20, and then you do those things, but he didn't get to roll. Because the spell fizzled out. Ah. Here's that combat trick we were looking for. He doesn't create a treasure when he comes out. Actually, he's going to use a treasure. He'd be a 4/4 from Kilhane, though. 2 mana for this. Let's attack in, see what they do. We're only getting at most of the 2 damage anyways. So let's just attack in. Hold this up if they decide to block, which they probably won't. So we're just getting 2 damage. Not bad seeing as how low they are on health, though. Do I want this to be a 4/4? Because it's like, oh shoot, I should have played the tap land. It's automatic. Yeah, you know what? Let's use the treasure. Make him a 4/4. It looked like it was giving me the option to play Sudden Breakthrough there for some. It is. Oh, I have 2 mana untapped here, right? Because I used the treasure for this guy. Bye. So here they're getting a bunch of scry and card draw. And this guy, I get treasure tokens depending on the dice roll, right? Yeah. Higher the dice roll, the better. Preferably over 9. Double digits is what we're looking for with this guy. Coming at me. So you're gonna probably need to block stuff next turn. Let's play that tapped, which I should have done last turn. Ugh. Plus 2/0 in first strike. We can put it on anybody to kill any one of these things. I say we go all out. If we lose Kilhane, we got another one. They're so close to dying. We just, oh, 18, nice, 2 treasures. Do I lose a life from this when I activate his ability? Draw a card. I do not lose a life from it. So that guy gets blocked. Shoot, I should have put 2 damage. No, that would have not killed him, so it's fine. But with this, we got treasures now. Oh my. And with Kilhane out, oh, that's extra 2 counters. 6/6. And 3 damage. Wow. Oh, we should have played it. We would have gotten 2 damage through. And then we would have gotten an extra token, so we still would have been able to play Red Dragon, which would have finished him off with the 3 damage that he dealt. 4 damage. That would have then ended it right there. Ah, we had lethal and missed it. I forgot about the treasure and getting the extra mana out of this. So unless they can wipe almost my entire board, as long as one attacker makes it through, yeah, 1 damage. So that worked out pretty good. Now I know from what you guys are seeing on the video, it looks like my first game went well this time. Actually, it didn't. I totally got annihilated. I didn't have my microphone plugged in. So I'm just scrapping that game and not showing it. So this is the first one. I'll do still one more to do for the video. But yeah, that's what happened. So the pattern is still continuing. Let's see what happens if we go to a 3rd game. Qualifying. Nope. Okay, so what time do I have? Okay. I was actually literally checking the clock, not what the recording's at. Wow, holy tap lands. I was looking at this, like, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Do we do it anyways? We have a slow start. Oh, yeah, opponent goes first. But we have decent stuff to play. As long as they don't play something right away on their first turn. No, because we go second and it's all tapped. Yeah, I shouldn't have even been considering that. This is much better. Free mulligan. Actually, no, it's not much. Well, a little. We do have a second turn play. So if they play a creature out, we can deal with it until we get our third turn play. So we'll hold on to it. I don't think it's worth another mulligan losing a card. It's possible we'll draw good stuff too. I mean, I guess that's good stuff. A little bit into the future. Yeah, I'm really thinking about Kalane there. That guy is getting 1/1 counters for playing treasure or using treasures to cast. Getting a 5/5 gold span that creates more treasures to play more dragons that get bigger and stronger. That sounds like it could be a bit of a spiral at a little there. I don't know. Do we want to hit that? I don't think so. Maybe we let it go. Just play our guy, get our treasure, play our tap land, because no, we can't play. We need our untapped land. Whoops. He's a blocker for that Fireblade. The extra damage that he does when he dies still won't kill our Skullport. He's actually not too bad though, now that I think about it. It's that 4 toughness. He's a good blocker. And he doesn't have to tap for that card draw, so like you're just paying mana into his ability and that's it. Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think you might want to equip that first. No, it doesn't equip when you bring it into battlefield. You have to pay extra to create a dwarf. That's how this equipment works. It's not one of those auto-equip things. I wish it were, that'd be cool. So what do we do? What do we get? A red dragon with a gold span and a freaking holy all our rares. Oh, that's not a rare. Okay. Still. Jeez. Kind of want to draw a card with maybe, we can do it anytime we want, right? Yeah. Instant speed. So we hold this up, slash this, slash sack our treasure for card draw. This is instant too. We can't play our creatures. We don't have the mana. I guess there's no point in attacking. Yeah, no attack. Just hold up. We can play this at instant speed to kill the Fireblade before they equip. If they attempt to equip the hammer here, they'll spend their mana and it'll cause them to waste their turn, essentially. Here we go. Not enough to kill this guy, and they wasted their mana now. Timing. Timing is key. 1 damage to our face. No biggie. Take our turn. Kind of wanted mana. We can draw a card if we use our treasure. Or we can go gold span. Oh, because we have enough with the treasure. Yep. Might as well do it. We'll get another treasure out of attacking. And we just forced our opponent to waste their turn, so... Yikes. And draw another card. Do we have instant speed? This. Let's hold up our instant. It was going pretty good for us. That was, yeah, I don't know what to say. So ignore your first game today and just, your next games will be great, apparently. That's my pattern today. Okay. Okay, so there was Treasure Hunt. As I was mentioning in that second game there, I'm really excited about Kalane. This guy is... That was some really kind of OP stuff when you're able, and I remember losing this when I wasn't playing against this, or when I was not playing this deck, I was playing against this deck. I'm pretty sure an opponent wrecked me with Kalane and using 4 treasures while playing their red dragon, and it was an 8/8 red dragon, did 4 damage, like, totally wrecked me doing that. Like, there is some hidden value in this guy, just his ability there to pay treasures and get that +1/+1 counter. I see a future of this guy here. He is an uncommon... I don't know how to say this. We haven't seen the last of him. That's how I should say it, yeah. I don't think we've seen the last of Kalane. He's going to be in the round in the meta now for... a whole year, right? Because yeah, the set that comes out right before rotation only lasts 1 year and 1 season. It doesn't really stick around for 2 full years, or yeah. But and that's what the D&D set is. But yeah, I'm really leaning towards Kalane. He's the real powerhouse in this deck. He gives you that treasure too when he ETBs. Like he gives you that treasure to facilitate his second ability there. I'm not sure where a better way to use them is. Like, I think we need just maybe like more treasures or something. Like, what in here? See, this benefits from treasures though. This creates treasures. Like, man. I wonder if you could splash his red mana and use him in like maybe a Prismari deck because there's treasures floating around like crazy, or I don't know. I don't know, all this treasure stuff. Like I said, we haven't seen the last of this guy. He'll be around. He'll be around. Okay, so that was today. Definitely a pattern with the shuffler today. First game, always tank, and then every game after that seems fine. Although it would always be one except for treasure hunt, as I mentioned in the end there. How I had technical difficulties, you know, when you don't plug it in. Things need to be plugged into work usually. And since my mic's attached to me, when I have to go to the bathroom, I have to unplug it. So I got to remember to plug it back in when I get back. But anyways, yeah, so I did play 3 games. I didn't show you the first game because, like I said, you couldn't hear me talking at all. So yeah, the first game was the same pattern. Just lose that one. And then the next 2 games were just more and more stacked in my favor. So anyways, shuffler aside, we're looking at these decks. Let's forget about all that. That's a conversation for every single other video. But yeah, today, Growing Hunger, Lifeline, Savage Lands, Sky Patrol, and Treasure Hunt. I like them all. Treasure Hunt, I did spend a little bit of time talking about Kalane there in the end. I just don't know what to say about him. I feel like there's more of him to come, especially if there's going to be more treasures coming up in the next few sets. We got Innistrad Werewolves coming, and then Innistrad Vampires after that. I don't know how Wizards of the Coast is saying it. They're 2 full sets, but it's 1 set. They're both Innistrad. I don't know. Those are the next 2 sets. 1 set, 2 sets. 1 set split into 2, but they're 2 full sets. I don't know how they're doing it. It's weird. 2 Innistrad sets, Werewolves and Vampires. If they have more treasures in it, this deck is going to... there's places for it to go. Right now, we're currently looking at Is It Dragons as our... with a... Prismari is our main powerhouse in the standard, in the 2022 standard, but I don't know. I'm feeling treasures might go somewhere, like Black Rakdos treasures. Anyways, what do you guys think of the deck? Clearly one of my favorite today was the Treasure Hunt. I do like a lot of the elements in Growing Hunger, Lifeline, Savage Lands, and I do like a lot of the elements in all of them. Yeah, I don't know what to say about my luck today. The first game always went pretty bad, and then the second game always went amazingly good. Getting games like that does make it hard to evaluate because you know one game is just bad luck, right? Well, what does that say about the deck if it's just your luck, right? Anyways, let me know what your guys' opinions all are on all of these decks or any of your favorites. Let me know what you think about these videos. Are they a bit too long? You guys seem to like the first one, so... Hey, it's not like I'm going to be doing videos this long all the time, so let me know what you guys think of all that. And once again, like I said, if you do like the video, please hit that thumbs up and support the channel and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.